My name is Rolf Rosenkrantz, and I'm here in Washington, D.C. with Lisa Nelson, the CEO and President of the Initiative for Global Development. Lisa, thank you very much for being with us.
My pleasure.
So you work a lot with corporate leaders, and you're trying to do multiple things. One of those things is to increase the number of female leaders within those organizations. Give us a little bit of a view under the hood. What are the challenges really to get women to the top of the corporations that you work with?
Yeah, well, I think that there's a lot of people looking at this right now, especially this month with the International Women's Day. I attended the State Department's Women of Courage Awards, which is much more of a cultural kind of look at what women are doing around the world. And just recently, I met with our co-chairs, Madeleine Albright and Colin Powell, at the IGD Leadership Council meeting. And it was fun to listen to her as a former Secretary of State, a female Secretary of State, talk about women in leadership positions. And she was crediting IGD for our fellowship, our emerging fellowship program, and Susan Mishibe, but also crediting us with really kind of pushing for 2014 to be looking for new women in leadership in Africa. We have about 1/10 of our Frontier 100, which is 100 business leaders that are women, and that's great. But I'm really trying to focus on expanding that number, and in 2014 we're really looking to grow that. One program in particular that we are developing is our Emerging Leaders Program. And that was started a year ago. It's the Jennifer Potter Emerging Leaders Program, so named after a woman who was the CEO of IGD for 10 years, based out of Seattle. And our emerging leader for 2013 is Susan Mishibe, who's the CEO of an aviation company out of in Africa. Susan has been coming over to the United States. We have been enabling a number of meetings with aviation experts, with business leaders, with investors, transportation experts, to try to educate her and network her into kind of opportunities that she might not otherwise have. Mm-hmm. So those are specific things that we're doing. I think our Emerging Leaders Program will try to focus on women in particular. We're taking nominations, so if there are people out there that we should be aware of that are up-and-comers in that market, we'd love to hear about them.
Mm-hmm. And so why are there not so many women at the top of these organizations, and what sort of characteristics maybe do you need to have in order to arrive there?
I think most of the women that we see have the confidence and the kind of capabilities in speaking publicly, and have the courage to kind of speak out. I think barriers are that you just don't have the education system that's creating the opportunities for them. Even in America and around the world, you're seeing new pushes on getting women into board positions in companies. I think Sweden has now mandated that, to have a certain percentage of your board seats as women. So this is an evolving process, one that you just keep having to kind of explore and work on and build out.
Mm-hmm. In 2 years, 3 years, when we speak again, and we speak about women CEOs, what do you want to have achieved by then?
I'd like to see at least 20% of IGD's members are Frontier 100 as women CEOs. But I also think that mentorship and partnership is a really critical piece. So I'm going to continue to work on, I'm participating in a mentorship this evening with 12 women from Egypt who've been a part of a 2-week integration. I think it's the Bush Center Fellows that are here. 2 weeks ago, I attended the Women of Courage event at the State Department with Michelle Obama and the leadership there. So I'd like to see those efforts continue, and would really love to see more women CEOs across the world.